Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jenna, and I'm with Emerging Destinations. We represent cool companies in cool places. And today I'm being joined by Damaris, who you can see up there on your screen is just so lovely. I love when she does webinars for us because she wears a traditional gear. And she is actually based out at the camp, so she is the camp manager. So when you send your guests to Mara Siana, she will be the one welcoming them and hosting them during their stay. But before I hand things over to her, I will take a quick minute to introduce our Africa portfolio to you. So this is the first time that you are joining an Emerging Destinations webinar, then welcome. Damaris, if you could switch the slide. So we have quite a few accounts in Africa. We have some in the Americas. We have Europe and a bit of Asia now as well. So we've been expanding in recent months. But since we are going to be talking about Mara Siana today, which is located in Ripoi Conservancy in Kenya, I will just briefly introduce our African portfolio to you. But as always, you can see my name and email address at the bottom of the screen there. So I'm more than happy to offer a one-on-one training or assist in any digital material that you might need for any of the accounts that you see up there on your screen. But in Africa, we have Adventure Consults. They are a DMC in Uganda and Rwanda. We have a Tua NCOP, who has 5 different properties throughout Kenya as well. We're working with Garanga Safari Co., who has 3 different luxury properties located in the Makalali Game Reserve in South Africa. We're working with Karibu Camps and Lodges, who have 5 properties throughout Tanzania. Mara Siana, of course, which we'll be talking to you about today, so I won't introduce them much further. And then last but not least, we also do have Fez Travel, which is not necessarily Africa, but they're located in Turkey, so they're kind of split between our portfolios right now, so I did want to introduce them. And last but not least, we also have Yachty Travel, which is our DMC in Morocco, offering boutique curated experiences for your guests. So that is all I'm going to say about our portfolio, but I will do a couple housekeeping notes before we officially get started. So as always, our webinars will be recorded, and you can actually find all of our previously recorded webinars located on our Emerging Destinations YouTube channel. So if there is anything that you've missed in prior weeks, or if there's a subject that you'd like to learn more about, we have a great resource there. So please feel free to check those out. I will also be sending the webinar follow-up to everybody later this week. So if there's any reason you need to jump off early, then I will be sending the full recording so you don't have to worry that you're going to miss anything from the lovely Damaris here. We'll make sure you get that. And then last but not least, we will also be doing a Q&A at the end of today's presentation. So please feel free to keep note of those questions throughout Damaris's presentation, and I will jump back on at the end, so we will ask her as many of those as possible. So you can type those through using the GoToWebinar control panel. Hopefully you're all familiar with this by now, but if you do need help with anything, I will be here and able to answer questions throughout. So without further ado, I am going to hand things over. So thanks again, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Damaris Nailante, and I am presenting from Mara Siana Camp in Ripoi Conservancy. It's actually 8 o'clock right now, and I'm sitting in front of a beautiful fire at the mess area. And yeah, basically, I'm going to be talking about Mara Siana Camp and Ripoi Conservancy. What puts us aside? What makes us special? And why do I feel so privileged tonight to be talking about this beautiful area? For a start, what you're looking at right now is an aerial shot of the camp overlooking rolling plains, beautiful rolling plains. A lot of the people that have come here have actually called this a small Jerusalem because of all the hills that are surrounding the camp. So while sitting here at the mess area, you'll be looking at this beautiful, beautiful plains and lots of hills just surrounding the camp itself. So who we are a small upscale safari camp. We are located in Ripoi Conservancy, like I had said, which is about 20,000 acres of conservation land, so a bit of a smaller area, but this 20,000 acres, only 3 camps have access to this land. So our game drives and our safaris are very exclusive and very, very private. The camp is 50% locally owned. We have Maasai directors. And this is so important because these are people that have been born and bred and grown up here in Ripoi Conservancy. We have such a strong connection to the land here at Ripoi. And that is why it's so important that I mention the local ownership. We also have 50% female ownership of this camp. And for us, we take so much pride and we have so much pride in having women representation, and especially in this Maasai land where women have never really had a voice, to have women ownership and also to have a woman manager in the camp is something that is absolutely special. At the moment, we have 8 en-suite tents. 6 of those are regular tents, which only sleep 2 people at a time. And we also have 2 family tents that sleep 4 people. Everything is solar powered, from the hot water that is running in the tents to all the charging that you're going to be doing and any other use that you might need for power. Everything is solar powered. So we take a lot of pride and we have a lot of pride in being an eco-friendly camp. This is where we are located. You can see the Masai Mara National Reserve right there. We're just outside of the Masai Mara National Reserve. We are southeast of the Masai Mara National Reserve. We have 20,000 acres of exclusive conservation land. And 20,000 acres, I mean, it is such a big, expansive land that these animals have access to, and they roam freely. For us, our conservancy is not fenced, which means that our animals can roam and can migrate from the Serengeti into the National Reserve and right here into Ripoi Conservancy. And having only 3 camps that have access to these 20,000 acres of land means that whenever you go out for game drives, you will barely see anybody else. You will enjoy this land that is very exclusive. And like I mentioned, only 3 small camps that have access. None of the camps have more than 8 tents, and therefore we have such a pristine place that we are keeping for conservation. 350 acres of land per person, which means that, you know, if you were to do a walk or if you were to do a game drive, you'll be the only person that has access to the 350 acres. And that means that it is very, very exclusive. What you're looking at is our mess area. This is the common area. This is where you get to meet and greet with all the other guests. For our meals, we host our guests for our meals, and we host these meals and have a big old table, and all our guests sit in one big old table. And that way you get to interact with the rest of the guests. And also having a host at the table is so important because you get to talk to the people that have grown up here, that have been here from the beginning, from the onset of things, and you get to ask the questions that you need to ask. And you know, you get to learn about us and what we do and why this place is absolutely special. That's another photo of our mess area right here. It is very expansive. It has 2 fireplaces, absolutely gorgeous. Everything that we have in this camp is local. We have sourced everything locally, and we have a lot of pride in working with our local community. This is a photo of our guinea pig clients, actually. This was the first group that we had, even before we had enough tents, before the mess area was complete. And I'm telling you, this place is so special that even before we were finished with construction, we already had clients that came in and supported us and stayed with us as long as they had a comfortable place to sleep. We served them in the jungle and they had meals there with the animals. And I'm telling you, it is absolutely special. Our accommodations, like I mentioned, we have 6 regular tents and 2 family tents. This is an example of a double tent. As you can see there, everything has been made here in the camp, including all the wood that we have used, all the fabric. Every person that we have used here in construction comes from the local community. So for us, we take a lot of pride in giving back to our community as much as possible. So this is one of the double tents. That's how it looks. As you can see there, we have our bathrobes that are not the generic bathrobes. These are made by the local women out here in this conservancy. And that is part of the reason why local ownership for us is something that is absolutely, absolutely special. And the view from the tents is beautiful. I mean, as you saw in the first picture, we have these beautiful rolling plains. We have a watering hole right in front of the mess area, right in front of the tents. And we have thousands, thousands of animals that always come and drink from our watering holes. So that means that if you do decide that you don't want to go for an evening game drive or a morning game drive, and you want to enjoy the property and you want to enjoy the camp, then you absolutely have access to the animals, because even when you don't go out to meet them, they will absolutely come and meet you right here in the camp. This is an example of our twin beds. They're slightly bigger than the generic twin beds. As you can see right there, the view is absolutely beautiful. We have that beautiful view in all of our tents. So irrespective of which tent that you have taken, that is the view that we are selling you. That is the view that we are presenting to you, looking at the zebra, looking at the wildebeest, non-migratory wildebeest that we have here at Ripoi Conservancy. All our tents are en suite. We have a bathroom, we have a toilet in all of the tents, so you don't need to go outside of the tent for you to be able to help yourself. We have running water in all of the tents, and we also have good drinking water in all of the tents, so you'll be able to enjoy that. We also have a laundry basket in the tents, so for any dirty laundry, if you do decide that you want to go for a walk and you want to go and walk with the animals and enjoy a walking safari, then you come back with your dirty shoes. Don't worry about that. We will be cleaning that. Our room stewards are on top of everything. They'll be cleaning your dirty laundry and bringing them back for you in the tents. An example of another picture of the tents. As you can see, our faucets and drinking water right on my right side. Those are our directors. I am very privileged to be able to work with these gentlemen. We have Jackson Oleloseya, we have Salash Morompi, and we have Fred Oleronko. Together, they have 75 years of combined guiding experience. That means that nobody knows this land like these gentlemen do. All of them are available for private guiding at a small additional fee. And these are the men that had the dream. These are the visionaries that had the vision of having this camp in this area. And through their vision, we are here today. This has become a reality. And they have been doing this for a combined experience of 75 years. No one better in the Masai Mara in Africa to show you the Masai Mara like they can. Our team, as you can see from this photo, all our team members are local. Like I said earlier, we take pride in employing local staff, local people from the community. In Kenya, we have such a high unemployment rate. So for us, employing one person from the local community means that you're supporting an excess of 10 people from that local community. And for us, we have 15 permanent staff members. That means that we have 15 families that are benefiting and are growing themselves, growing their career, and taking care of the community through what we do right here at Mara Siana Camp. Our activities, we have game drives twice. We have the early morning game drive where you'll be waking up with a beverage of choice, be it tea or coffee. If you want a Bloody Mary, absolutely, we are happy to do that. And we'll be able to uh, wake you up in style, and you can prepare yourself and go out for an early morning game drive. The importance of an early morning game drive is most of these cats especially are very active early morning and in the evenings. So it's so important that you are able to enjoy that and go out there, enjoy the sunrise, enjoy the wildlife, enjoy the landscapes, and just feel this land and why we talk about it and why it's so important. We also have night game drives. And since we are in a private conservancy here at Ripoi, it means that we are able to enjoy night game drives, unlike a lot of other places where we do game drives in this country. Ripoi Conservancy is a private conservancy. Therefore, we are able to enjoy a night game drive. What are you likely to see? Lots of cat activities, absolutely, because they'll be walking, they'll be trying to hunt. Sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll be able to see a hunt and a kill while you go for evening game drive. But there's so many other animals that are nocturnal that you'll be able to enjoy while you go for night game drives. So it's something that we absolutely highly recommend. We also have bushwalks. You'll be guided by a ranger, you'll be escorted by your guide, you'll be escorted by an askari right here from the camp, and you will go for a walk, and you'll be able to walk with a zebra, walk with the wildebeest, walk with these animals and enjoy them up close, and also stretch your legs, because I tell you, you will be very well fed while you're here at Mara Siana Camp. We also have bush dinners, bush breakfast, bush meals. Let me just sum it up as bush meals, where our staff will go and set it up. And after you enjoy your game drive, you can enjoy a beautiful hot meal or a cold meal while you're out there with the animals. We also have a Maasai village visit. Now, one of our staff members was so generous that he decided to open his home and allow us to bring our guests to visit his home. It is a very authentic Maasai village, and this is where you get to see how we live. How do we live as a Maasai people? What makes us special? Is our architecture? How do we construct our houses and our homes? So a Maasai village is also an activity that you get to enjoy while you're out here. This is Fred Oleronko, one of our directors and also one of our guides here at Mara Siana, leading a group while going out there for a safari walk. So as you can see, we have, all types of people that want to go for a walk. If you're elderly, if you're younger, whatever the case, we are able to absolutely accommodate every single person that wants to go for a walk. That is an example of how our village visits look like. You get to visit us in the village, our authentic lifestyle. In this day and age, it is very difficult and very rare to find people that still live in the traditional way. And for us, the Maasai people, we are absolutely proud of our heritage and our culture. And when you come to the village, you will feel that pride and you will walk away from there having experienced a very authentic Maasai way of life. Our animals, we have cats, we have lions, we have a big pride of lions of 13, and actually one of the females is pregnant. And so we are expecting little cubs in the near future, something that we are very excited about. And these cats actually came from a neighboring conservancy, meaning that because this conservancy is not fenced, we have free flow of wildlife that go back and forth from other conservancies and also from the Masai Mara National Reserve, and go extending even further to Serengeti. And therefore, you get to experience these animals in their home, in their wild home, very different from what you would see in a zoo, and it is something that is absolutely special. This is our watering hole right in front of camp. And as you can see, we have so much wildlife that actually comes here to enjoy that watering hole. We have huge herds of elephants. Actually, if I can mention about these elephants, Ripoi Conservancy is a migratory route that the elephants go through. And in our efforts, through our efforts of opening up these corridors for the animals, we are now seeing huge herds of elephants coming right through Ripoi Conservancy, coming right in front of the camp, going through their path, going to wherever they need to go and coming right back. So through our conservation efforts, we have been able to open the corridors for these animals. We have been able to open up this area to the animals that did not have access to this land. And that is one of the things that we are absolutely, absolutely proud of. We have buffalo. Buffalo just came back to this area. And you know what conservationists say? Whenever you see buffalo, you know that that conservancy, you know that that ecosystem is thriving. And for us now, we have huge herds of buffalo. And so you're able to enjoy the herbivores, not only the cats, which we do have plenty of, but also these herbivores. If you sit with them and if you study their behavior, you will really, really enjoy and appreciate what makes them special. So we have our zebra, we have our buffalo that recently came back, and it's absolutely something that gives us so much joy. We have towers and towers of giraffe. In fact, this is one of the areas that has the highest recorded number of giraffe in the country. And so you'll be able to enjoy them. You'll be able to see how do they live, what sets them aside, and just the wildlife here at Ripoi Conservancy. You can see they're goofing around, they're playing around, they're in their element. And that is the importance of conservation, is to have these animals in their land and securing this land that has been encroached on for many, many years. And now through conservation, we are regaining that land back and we are bringing that land back for the wild animals. And that is so important because the ecosystem is balanced. The animals are happy, the trees are happy, the grass is happy, and the community at large is happy. We have cats, we have a number of cheetah here at Ripoi Conservancy. As you can see right there, this cheetah is well fed, happy. She's just walking past the prey, just looking at them like, you could be next, you could be next. And this is some of the experiences that you're going to have when you come here to Ripoi Conservancy. And if I'm to mention a few other things about this land, actually, we have spotted pangolin in the past. Now, this is not a guarantee. You know, you never know where you're going to see a pangolin. A pangolin will see you before you see the pangolin. But the fact that that precious animal has been seen in this conservancy really is absolutely special. We also have non-migratory wildebeest that stay here in Ripoi Conservancy year-round, which means that you get to experience the calving season, which happens in February. And Ripoi Conservancy is the only conservancy in this country where you're able to experience the calving season with the wildebeest. This year, we had thousands, thousands of little ones just dropping left, right, and center. And I am so excited and I feel so privileged to be able to share with you Ripoi Conservancy because I feel that this is absolutely a game changer in this tourism industry. How to contact us? We have our website, www.marasiana.com. Please visit us, see a bit of detail about who we are, what we do. We also have my email address right there, damaris@marasiana.com, info@marasiana.com. You can absolutely be able to reach us through those email addresses for any reservations and questions regarding visiting us and coming to this land. You can be able to send an email through reservations@marasiana.com. Thank you so much for your time, Jenna. I don't know if you have any questions at the moment.
Hello, thank you so much for your presentation. It was excellent as always. So
Thank
now would
you.
be the perfect time if anybody does have any questions to type those through. I know that Denise did such a good job of answering so many questions in her thorough presentation. So um, even some of the ones I was thinking of, you've already answered. So that's great. So if anyone has any questions, please type those through now. And I will also just mention that Mara Siena, I had the chance to visit, oh gosh, I guess it would have been November of 2023. So it's been a while already, but the food that we had was absolutely spectacular. It was some of the best camp food I've had in a long time. And then they had so many little things where their attention to detail was superb. I mean, they had they have Yeti mugs, for example, so that you can go in the morning on your game drive with a warm coffee. So just those little things that make a big difference in a guest experience. So I would have nothing but great things to say about Mara Siena. And as Damaris just mentioned, I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to get to go in February, for example, when the calving season is happening, because, like she said, it's the only place that you're able to do that outside of the larger reserve areas. So um,
Mm.
please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. I know that and you might have answered this, but there is one question asking about, the seasons there, if there's any better time or worse time, for the rains.
Right. Thank you, Jenna, for that. And you know what I always say about this area? Every time is a great time to visit Ripoi Conservancy. During the high rains, we do have rains coming in because I mean the weather has really been changing. But in the past, we have had rains in February, March, actually towards April. So that is the rainy season. But you know, the rains in Africa, they don't last all day long. We have rains
Right.
in the evenings and early morning, we have the sun come up and it's absolutely beautiful and it's really green during the rainy season. All the animals are thriving, which means that when the herbivores are having a good time, the cats will follow.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Awesome. So we have now in terms of getting there. So if guests wanted to drive from Nairobi to the camp, what how long would that take?
Yes, so driving from Nairobi would take about 4.5 hours. We are actually just right off the tarmac, about 13 kilometers from the tarmac, which is all Maram, so it is very easy to get here by road. And if you want to fly in, which most of our clients actually want to fly in, we have Mara Siana, Siana airstrip that is about 30 minutes, 45 minutes in the latest, to get from here to Siana airstrip. And so you can be able to game drive your way slowly from the airstrip here to Siana camp.
Perfect. And that would be probably about an hour flight or so from Nairobi to the Mara Siana airstrip.
Yes, absolutely. About an hour, depending on how many stops you have on the way. If you're the first stop, it usually takes about 45 minutes from Nairobi to Marasiana.
And are you guys able to help assist with those domestic transfers as well?
Absolutely. When it comes to transfers, we can organize that for you right here. Once you land at the airstrip, our guides will be there to pick you up. And if you're going to another camp around the Mara area, we are able to organize with that camp and we are able to help with the transfers from here to the next camp.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all of the questions that have come through so far. Unless anybody's got a last minute question, then we should be good to go for today. And if anybody does have questions about going, as Samara said, to visit the camp as an agent or operator, please do let us know because it is truly such a special place, and we would love for you to be able to experience it firsthand and see how special it really is. Oh, one last question before we wrap things up. Where are we
Mm.
able to, they're asking about rates. So what's the best way for them to get rates from you, Damaris?
Absolutely. So we have our rates. We can be able to share with you once you send us an email on reservations at Marasiana or to myself at damaris at marasiana.com. I will be sharing the latest rates with you. We have the season, the high season rates. We have the regular season rates. We'll be able to share that with you once your email.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as well, everybody, please do remember that you're able to contact me if there's anything that you need from Mara Siana, and I'm able to put you directly in touch with Damaris. Um, but help you in the meantime if there's anything I can before you need to speak with her. So we will make sure to share rates. I know we have a few people asking about that, so we will make sure to send those to you so you have an idea of where we're at. But thank you so much for your time. We know everyone's so busy, so we really do appreciate you being here with us and listening to
Thank you.
Damaris's wonderful presentation on Mara Siana.
Asante sana. Really, truly, thank you so much for taking the time to hear about Mara Siana and this place. It's difficult to put it into words. You need to come here to experience the magic of Ripoi Conservancy. Honestly, it is beautiful. I live here with my 2 young kids. And, you know, one of my daughters actually goes to school around the corner. So we go right through the conservancy every single day. And I tell you, it never gets old. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much for your passion, Damaris, and we will be back with you after the summer for another presentation on Mara Siana. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.